Welcome to Chef of the City. I'm your host, Kyle Brown. This is the hottest new culinary show in America. We have 8 different local chefs from Columbia, South Carolina, competing in a 3-round single elimination tournament to crown the Chef of the City. This is going to be the best cooking show in the world. Make sure you tune in every week. You don't want to miss any of the action. Rules for Chef of the City. In the quarterfinal round, each chef will have to cook 2 dishes. The first dish will be the chef's specialty dish. Then, we will have a protein challenge where the chefs will have to cook a meal against each other using the same protein. The chef with the highest score between the 2 dishes will move on to the semifinals. If both chefs finish with the same score, then our judges will determine who had the best dish of the night, and that chef will advance. We're at Chef of the City, and I've got my 3 highly esteemed, wonderful judges back with us this week for our quarterfinal round. We got 2 great chefs in the kitchen. We got 3 wonderful chefs and judges here sitting beside me. So I'm gonna let these 3 introduce themselves.
All right, well, I am Chef Jody, Chef JoJo, Chef Joe, whatever you want to call me. I am born and raised from Columbia, South Carolina. I run my own catering business and private dining service.
My name is Chef Glenn Brown, celebrity chef of the Carolinas. My social tags are Chef Kill Hunger, and that's it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your culinary background, but where'd your love for food come from, and what is your culinary background?
My love for food came from my mother with her cake baking and decorating company, long time ago. I started my culinary here in Columbia High School, went on to North Carolina AB Tech, started cooking fine dining around the Cherokee Casino, came back here after 2000, after the pandemic, after 2020, I mean. I just love how Columbia is just now getting more and more into culinary and food experience.
Let's take a look at our updated Chef of the City bracket. In quarterfinal number 1, we saw Chef Nia defeat Chef Nate in a great contest. Chef Nia will go on to face the winner of Chef Casey versus Chef Oceana. Then today we're going to watch Chef Red go against Chef Hector Sanchez, and the winner of that is going to face the winner of Chef LaFleur versus Chef BJ Cooks in our last quarterfinal matchup.
Yo, it's your boy, the one and only Mr. Go Crazy himself, Chef Red, and I am the Chef of the City. Let's get it.
What's up, Columbia? This is Chef Hector Sanchez, the nicest chef in Columbia. I will be Chef of the City. Salute.
It's time for our quarterfinal round matchup in Chef of the City. To the left of me, I got the biggest Chef Red, and to the right of me, I got the military vet, Hector Sanchez. They're about to compete to see who has the best specialty entree on Chef of the City and who's going to advance to our semifinal round.
So what I'm cooking for you guys today is one of my favorite proteins, the duck breast. So it's a Chinese 5-spice duck breast with duck fat fried rice risotto. And it has local produce. So I'm a big believer in buy from local farmers that has local produce. And I made a house-made hot honey chili sauce.
So my specialty entree today is going to be pork belly truffle pasta with seared scallops.
All right, Chef Hector, Chef Red, we putting 45 minutes on the clock. Let's find out who has the best specialty entree.
Hi, Chef Hector. My name is Jasmine. I'll be your kitchen correspondent today.
How you doing?
Can I ask you a few questions while you're working?
Facts, go ahead.
Perfect. So what are you preparing for the judges today?
So I'm doing 2 dishes. My first dish is a Chinese 5-spice sauteed duck breast with Chinese fried rice risotto with house-made hot honey chili crunch. So it's very Asian infused.
That sounds delicious and very unique.
Facts.
Actually, what makes this dish unique?
What makes it unique? So one of my favorite dishes is pork fried rice and chicken wings. Even though my background is fine dining, I'm from the hood, from Brooklyn, so I wanted to put some on my menu that says something about me. But of course, I can't put fried rice and chicken wings on the menu if it's a fine dining. So, elevated with duck, elevated with some risotto, and I made a sauce.
Okay, sounds delicious. All right, so what's most challenging about your dish today?
Most challenging, I would say probably the duck. The duck is a very technical dish. You want to sear, you want to get all the fat out first. So I'll say the duck, most likely.
Okay, do you feel like cooking duck is your specialty?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Why did you become a chef?
Become a chef, I fell into it. Did 11 years in Marine Corps. I was infantry. I got out with really bad PTSD and TB. I got hurt in Iraq. Was in college and fell into cooking. I got my 2 kids. At the time my wife was working, they had to eat. Went in the kitchen, fell in love with cooking. Then I got to travel. I got to live in Italy for 4 years. Sicily, and Naples, and Rome, and fell in love with it.
Okay, well, thank you for your service, and I love that this is your passion. You're bringing this onto the show. Hey, Chef Red, my name is Jasmine. I'm going to be your kitchen correspondent. How you doing? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing great.
That's good. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're preparing for the judges today?
So today I'm doing a truffle pasta with pork belly in it.
All right, so what makes this dish special?
I feel like the scallops really, has a uniqueness to it. The scallops really, it turns it up, but also the truffle. Like, truffle is one of my favorite components to add to food. It just really gives it that extra oomph.
Okay. Yeah. You making pasta because I like pasta?
Nah, not really though, you feel me? But I want to do some pasta this week, you know what I'm saying?
All right, what do you think is most challenging about your pasta today?
Shit, nothing really. Like, it's just pasta, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we're making the sauce from scratch, so, but that ain't nothing too crazy, you feel me? Like, we just, we doing our thing.
Okay, sounds good. So why did you become a chef?
I like to eat, you feel me? Like, yeah, I love to eat, yeah.
I love that.
For sure.
All right, and then how do you feel about being on the show today?
I feel good. I feel pretty good. This is my second time here, so, it ain't no pressure, We gonna rock out, man. I hope my guy bringing it, though, so we gonna do our big one today, you feel me? Like, we gonna do our big one for sure.
All right, well, I love a good competition, so I'll let you get back to it.
For sure, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We've seen a couple of quarterfinal rounds already with these chefs. What are you expecting from these new chefs today? What do you expect them to bring that you hadn't already seen?
I expect them to come with some heat. They better. What we've been seeing these last couple of weeks, they got to come with some heat.
Okay.
I want to see, you got to come and start throwing the punches if you want to be chef of the city.
Right.
You got to start showing me ready.
What are you expecting, Kill Hunger, from these chefs today? What do you want to see from them?
Man, for one, it smells amazing. So I'm looking forward to some tasty food. Someone who's just trying to become the chef of the city. Someone who I'm expecting them to wow me, to wow us.
Yeah.
To really get our taste buds jumping and, try to, like you said, take a swing for that title,
Yeah. As we know, there are two rounds in the quarterfinal round. There are two different cooks. The first cook they bring out is the specialty entree, and then after that we had a protein challenge. But can y'all speak on how important that specialty entree, getting off to a good start in that first round, is?
You getting off on that good foot, like you gotta come. Your specialty dish gotta be your heavy hitter. Like, this is what's gonna get them. This is me. This is my dish. Chef such and such. Enjoy.
Right. It should be a star.
It should be your star. You gotta send them shooters out. You don't send out them little ones. You gotta come out with the big dish.
Okay.
I feel like the first dish that they made basically gives them their name or it represents them, or really just going to let us know, you know, what they're really capable of doing. Especially if this, to me, if it's your best dish, then it'll help me know what to expect going forward, what the second dish may be like.
Okay. Definitely.
A chef's specialty dish, you know, is extremely vital. Every chef wants that moment or should be prepared for that moment where their specialty dish is requested, whether it's for a celebrity, whether it's for a big group of people, whether it's at a restaurant, whether it's anywhere, you know. And for this, you know, what an opportunity for them to have their specialty dish judged by 3 people in the same industry, you know, so we could really enjoy it and analyze it, and not just as consumers, but as, you know, fellow workers in this field. It's gonna hold a lot of weight.
Definitely.
Going into this.
I agree.
So.
Right. Do we have anything we want to add before we taste these specialty entrees, chefs? Anything you want to get off your chest? Burning a hole inside of you?
Just tell them go hard or go home.
Go hard or go home? You got one thing of advice for anybody in that kitchen right now, Kyle?
I mean, I was just about to say, but she said what she said. But like, I was gonna say,
go home or go hard.
No. That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, yeah, this is a competition, and I know we gotta prove who the chef is. But I know both of them back there enjoying what they're doing right now. They enjoy cooking.
Yeah.
And it's the love of all this that brought us here, anyways.
If you had to cook a 3-course meal, what would be like your go-to food?
Man, I'm gonna do some simple shit. I'm gonna do some lamb chops, some mashed potatoes, and probably some asparagus.
Okay.
You feel me? I'm gonna keep it simple for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, simple is more. You feel me?
Facts. Hey, I mean, it's not simple. I mean, as long as you use good product, man, it's.
You feel me? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real simple for him. I'm gonna let him know, like.
So that's your favorite protein to cook, lamb chops?
Hell yeah. I mean, that's what the people prefer me to cook, bro.
Yeah.
I done cook. I promise I done cook over about 200,000 lamb chops since I've been doing this shit.
Damn.
Bro, folk love my lamb chops, bro.
Niggas do love lamb chops, man.
Huh?
Said do love lamb chops.
Yeah. They gotta be good though, you feel me? A lot of folk can't cook them shit.
Cause you overcook it, it gets rubbery, then it gets too gamey.
You feel me? And not only that though, like the cleaning process, bro, you know, they had that game taste on.
Yep.
Why are you excited to be on Chef of the City?
I'm excited because it's local. I'm a really big believer in supporting local companies, local businesses, local restaurants. And it's really good for South Carolina because, you know, Columbia needs to be put on the map. You know, we got great other places like Charleston, Asheville, Greenville, and Columbia. Since Columbia being a city, you know, being the capital of South Carolina, you know, it's good to put Columbia on.
Okay. Why do you think you will win a prize on Chef of the City?
My background, like I said, my background, lived abroad. My pedigree, I went to one of the top premier culinary schools in America. Well, actually in the world, CIA. Studied abroad, worked at a lot of, you know, high-end James Beard and one Michelin star restaurant. So I think my background and my pedigree will help me win.
Why are you excited to be on Chef of the City?
Oh man, cause y'all popping, man. Y'all what's going on in the city right now, man. I love the vision. I love what y'all got going on. I definitely see the vision for it. So I mean, you know, it's great to be a part of it in the beginning stages. You feel me?
All right, Chef Hector, how are you feeling so far? It's your last 15 minutes.
I'm feeling good. I'm blessed. I can't complain.
All right, how's your dish coming along?
It's coming along good. We got, 10 more minutes on the clock. Probably about to plate up in the next 5 minutes, so I'm good.
Sounds good. Well, how do you feel about your competitor's dish?
Oh, it's a real good dish, man. You know, respectful young man. I like his dish, but I'm gonna pull with a W, so.
I love the confidence. All right, and what do you want your family, friends, and fans to know while you're on the show today?
Come support it. You know, come support Columbia, South Carolina. I love it. Just come support it. It's a local show. You know, we need more local small businesses in Columbia to pop off, so just come support it.
All right, and then do you feel like you could have done anything different with your dish today?
Nah. No, I'll be honest with you, you know?
I love the confidence. Well, good luck, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Chef, how are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling great, man. We on time. You know, I'm about to plate in a few minutes.
Okay, I was gonna say you have 15 minutes left.
Yep.
All right, it smells good in here, and I feel some real competition. How do you feel about your competitor's dish?
I feel good though, man. I mean, like I said, you know, he let me taste a few things he's making. It sounds like I feel like he know what he's doing. You feel me? Like, yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Sounds good. Sounds good. What do you want your family, friends, and fans to know as they're watching you today?
Man, I want my grandma to know, Granny, I'm doing this for you. Granny, I'm doing this for you, baby. I love you. You know I love you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get that dub, bring it home, man.
All right. And if you could choose to do anything differently with your dish, would you do anything different? Would you change anything?
Hell yeah, I probably would have took the pork belly out, for real.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, like, it's cool, but it's like, I think I grabbed the wrong kind of pork belly. Like, it's cool, but it's just, it ain't giving what it's supposed to give, you feel me? Like, yeah.
Sounds good. Well, we know that for next time.
You feel me? Like, for sure, yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll let you get to it.
All right, appreciate it. I don't want to overcook these.
Oh, yeah, let me start plating up. Excuse me, fam.
After they start plating up on the ready, it's like, you know, ready to plate up.
Yeah.
I really don't want to overcook them, man.
Yeah. Coming down.
Chefs, we're now at the last minutes of the countdown. Please finish your dishes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
What do you want the judges to know about your dish?
It's good. It came from, so it comes from my heart. So one of my favorite dishes, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm from the hood, so it's fried chicken wings and pork fried rice. That's hands down, it's one of my favorite dishes. So that's a part of me, like I said earlier before. This is my art. So and of course I can't serve fried rice and chicken wings in a fine dining restaurant. So I elevated using the duck breast and the risotto.
Thank you to the beautiful Christina for serving our plates today. Judges, today we have a Chinese 5-spice duck breast with duck fried rice, risotto, house-made honey chili crisp sauce. It's a Southeast Asian and Italian-inspired dish by our chef. So, judges, go ahead and dig in. Let us know what you think.
All right.
Beautiful looking plate.
This is beautiful.
I'm excited.
As a person who owns ducks, I'm a little hurt by this plate. So, good thing I'm not grading.
Did you count them all before you left?
I did not. So if my ducks are gone, it's going to be a dead chef.
Oh my.
So you might be eating chef next week. I've owned 8 ducks and I'm down to 2, so there's a good chance you are eating one of them.
Wait a minute, this is the specialty dish?
This is a specialty dish.
Okay.
That seems a little harsh.
This is amazing.
Oh.
You raised those ducks well.
What do you think the judges are going to say about your dish?
Execution was really good. Plating was really good, and I'm a very technical person. Even when I play sports, so when I was in the Marine Corps, I believe in techniques. You know, I'm very technical, so I use a lot of good techniques on it. So they should love it.
All right, we'll start out with you today, Jody. How'd you feel on the presentation of this dish?
I'm gonna say presentation-wise, I'll give it a 7.
7? Okay.
I guess the risotto kind of made it look a little. It could have looked a little messy.
Okay.
'Cause honestly, I thought it was mashed potatoes at first, but presentation, I'll leave it at that. I give it a 7.
Okay, what would you have changed besides? I mean, obviously you say you do something a little different with the risotto, but how would you have cleaned it, made it a little prettier?
I probably would have made it just a little bit thicker, so that I would have been able to form it into something solid. Just to be able to give it some type of height, just so it doesn't look like something mushy, with just something on top of it. But that's all.
Taste-wise, Kyle, how do you feel about the taste of this dish?
Taste-wise, it was very tasteful. It was the honey in the sauce was just it went so good with the duck because I actually love Chinese 5 spice. It's one of them spices like rarely used too much, but.
So what was the highlight? The honey or the Chinese 5 spices?
The honey was the highlight. I thought it was going to be the Chinese 5 spice.
Okay.
The honey was the highlight.
What about the duck? I mean, that's.
Nah, the duck is duck, bro. Like that's. You know, because you raise ducks, they're probably lovable.
Yeah.
But they taste so good.
Okay.
And I wish the risotto wasn't so wet, cause it gave off, like she said, she thought it was something. I thought it was like, it gives off kind of like a oatmeal-ish look. But maybe that's the cream corn.
Okay. What concerns you the most about the dish?
Man, all that damn salt I put in the pork, man, I just can't get over that. Like, you know, I tried it for myself. Like when I was, you know, of course I taste the food as I make it, and the piece of pork that I got, it wasn't that salty. But when I put it in the pasta and plated it, it was like, it's salty, you feel me? Like,
Thank you to our wonderful Christina for bringing out our dishes to our great judges today. What we have presented to you is a truffle pork belly pasta with sea red scallops. So make sure y'all go ahead and dig in. Let us know what you think.
Okay.
About Chef B's signature entree. How did the cook go for you?
it went pretty good, man. No issues, like other than, you know, that heavy salt had. Nothing else is too bad.
Right. You saw Chef Hector was in the kitchen competing against you. How do you feel about his dish?
Man, he ain't messing with me. You feel me? Like Chef Hector ain't messing with me. He cool though. You feel me? Like I rock with bro. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing, but you know, Chef Red the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up.
It's real salty.
Extremely salty.
Extremely salty.
Extreme. It's the seafood and
You got the water.
the pork belly.
Make sure you take advantage of it. How are you feeling on the creativity of this dish, Kyle?
Creatively, I liked it. You stepped out. I wasn't something I normally see, so it was creative.
Okay.
Now, whether or not that creative was a good creative,
Remains to be seen.
because I don't want to answer on the taste part yet.
You don't want to answer on the tape? We'll go
No,
back to it.
I mean, I'll go back to it. It was just too salty.
Too salty?
So, the creativeness of mixing the seafood and the pork with the pasta was a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Too salty.
Creativity, kill hunger. I mean, not creativity, taste.
Taste salty.
Salty.
You want the number? Well, I mean,
Nah,
well,
I'm not. We'll do the numbers here in a second.
I mean, it's like, okay, so if I'm being completely honest, it was like certain things were salty and other things were not. So as far as like, you know, maybe I ate it incorrectly if I'm, you know, putting everything together. I'm thinking that the scallops that were plated separately from the pasta probably should have been in the pasta or just mixed in. And when it's eaten like that together, it comes together a little more, but the scallops itself were extremely salty, and so was the pork belly.
Too. That pork
So
belly
was the
was
pork
salty.
belly. So it was very salty. But as far as creativity or
I did taste on
taste. Oh, taste. Oh yeah. Salty.
I put a lot of thought into it, but the execution just, it was kind of, it wasn't flimsy, man. Like I said, man, I just woke up feeling salty today for some reason. I don't know why.
I thought the presentation was beautiful. I feel like you was hard on them.
I mean, everybody's opinion is different.
I'm saying you had like the little mountain of the pasta with the little the ham.
Yeah.
You know, the little boom. And then you had the little sea with the scallop with the little truffle sauce. I thought it was a beautiful presentation. It was like a little island with the sea around it, But I don't know what we're gonna do to impress you.
So.
Yeah. Best thing about the dish and worst thing about the dish, Kyle.
Best thing about the dish was
The pasta.
the pasta. The pasta was the best thing about the dish. It was a very nice, beautiful pasta. The saltiness was the absolute worst. So it was just too salty. I don't know if they intended it to be that salty or how, like he said, if we were supposed to mix it all together, but too salty.
Best and worst thing about the dish, Jordan.
I think the best thing of the dish was the pasta. I don't feel like scallops and pork belly should have been put together. I don't think that pork and seafood goes together. That's just my personal opinion.
Not surf and turf?
This pork on this plate, I don't think that those two items go together, meshed well together. Overall, like I said, I don't think it was disgusting. I just think whoever made this dish is a little heavy-handed, and I feel like anybody in the kitchen, just depends on the days. All chefs, if they're honest, can have days where they're a little heavy. I'm heavy-handed on the seasoning, so I think that's what it was.
Best thing and worst thing about the dish.
The best and the worst thing for me were the scallops. They were both the best and the worst.
I'm perplexed, so explain.
The flavor was there. It was just extremely salty. Fun fact about scallops. Scallops already have a good bit of salt in them. A lot of seafood already has a good bit of salt in it, but especially scallops. So, the seasonings that he used that were not salt were great to use, but it was just too much salt added.
It was overpowering to where you couldn't enjoy it.
And the pasta was undersalted. That's why I feel like maybe I should have mixed it together.
So once you mix it together, it was a much better balance.
It made more sense, but it was still overly seasoned scallop with under-seasoned pasta.
What do you think the judges are gonna say about your dish?
It was salty. I ain't gonna hold you. He must be mad at us.
Best part of your dish?
The pasta, I feel like the pasta was definitely A1. The pasta was A1. The scallops was pretty cool too, but again, like, man, that salt on that pork, man, it just threw it off, man.
Jody, run down your scores for us, please.
All right, so let's run through these quickly. So for Chef A, I gave Chef A 7 out of 10 for presentation. The main thing for it was because the risotto looked kind of gooey, kind of mushy. Me personally, I thought it was maybe a very, I thought it was mashed potatoes, to be honest. So I gave them a 7 out of 10 for that. For creativity-wise, I gave them a 10 out of 10. The reason for that is, just to trickle off what he's already said, but like I've been saying the whole time for the show, my main thing is I don't want to see something that's common. Here in the South, or just here in Columbia, period, I feel like a lot of chefs or people that's new to the culinary chef industry, we see the same old stuff. We see chicken and waffles. We see lamb chops and mashed potatoes. We see salmon bites. We see the same thing over and over repetitively. So to me, I like to see, hey, for this to be their specialty dish and not a protein that was given to them, I feel like that, that was creative, that was thinking outside of the box. Me personally, being from South Carolina, duck is not going to be the first thing I think to make me eat. Taste-wise, I gave them an 18 out of 20. And the only reason they didn't get a 20 out of 20 to me was because of the risotto, but I still thought it was good. As you can see, I effed it up. There was nothing for me to take home, so I think they did good. As far as Chef B, I gave them a 5 out of 10 for presentation. For me, just coming from the different areas I've worked in, from fine dining, as far as it just looked, I didn't understand it when I looked at it. And sometimes you can kind of grasp the concept as to where people are going, but I wasn't able to grasp the concept that they were going for with this. So that's why I gave them a 5 out of 10 for that. As far as creativity, I did give them a 6 out of 10. And the reason for that is just, again, I just don't feel like the two proteins that they put on the tape mesh well together. I don't feel like pork belly and scallops go together, especially a lot of people don't even eat pork. So to mix pork and seafood together is going to be hard for people to enjoy. But just on the back end too, it just was a little salty. So I guess that goes into my taste too. I can go ahead and knock that out. So I gave them a 14. So Chef A got a 35 out of 40 for me, and then Chef B got a 25 out of 40 for me.
Not even close going around to it. That got a lot of work to do. All right, what you got?
So, presentation-wise, I gave both of them 8 out of 10. The duck played in with the sauce was, beautiful, just presentation. The scallops, I felt like it was a little island with the little land, and then the little sauce with the sea. So surf and turf, I got it. I wouldn't have paired, like she said, the pork belly with the pasta, because I was save that for taste. So yeah, 8 out of 10. For presentation, the creativity, they both came and were creative with this for being their signature dish. I gave Chef A. Oh wait, no, I gave both of them 9 out of 10. Because creativeness, like she said, of coming with duck, you don't see duck that often. Scallops, he took a shot with the creativeness with it being whether or not that shot made it or not, might have bricked. Taste wise, I gave Chef A 18 and I gave Chef B a 17, and it was just because of the two saltiness. The honey sauce and that Chinese 5-spice went together so good. I'm surprised I didn't give them a 20 out of 20, but it was the risotto and the corn. I just didn't. And I learned it was supposed to be fried rice. I just felt like it was creamy risotto.
Sounds good. We'll get back to the kitchen. We'll tally up those scores, see who's ahead after round 1. It looks like Chef A has a slight advantage. And then we'll be back to the kitchen, check on the protein challenge. So, see what Jasmine's in there cooking up with them.
All right, Chef Hector, so we're now on the second round where you'll be cooking seafood as the protein challenge. How do you feel?
I feel good. Like I said, blessed and feel good.
Okay, what are you going to be preparing for the judges?
So I'm doing a local Charleston crab cake. The reason it's Charleston because I got the crab out of Charleston yesterday. It's going with pico de gallo, tomatoes, red onions, cilantro, culantro, a little bit of habanero to get a little bit of heat, a little lemon, a little acid. Then I'm doing a salsa verde and gochujang aioli.
Okay. And why did you pick this dish?
The one is seafood, crabs in season. Everybody likes crab. One of those things that a crab cake, you can dress it up to make it, you can elevate it, make it elegant, so chose that.
Okay, sounds good.
So judges came back after round 1. You're slightly ahead. How you feeling going into round 2?
I'm feeling blessed. And I feel I'm ready to win.
You gonna hold on to the lead?
Yes, sir, I am.
What motivates you to even become a chef?
I mean, like I told you earlier, I like to cook, but it's like, when people try my food and they give me that, that expression, like, this shit is like that, you feel me? That shit turned me up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, well then can you tell me about some of your favorite ingredients and if you're using them today?
So I'm gonna use my signature balsamic glaze today. You feel me? I threw the truffle in the first dish. We got some special cheeses in this dish too, so, and we're gonna throw some pickled onions in there too, you know what I'm saying? Like some.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little something like, you feel me?
Well, sounds good. I can't wait to try it. And balsamic vinegar is actually my favorite. Well, the glaze, because I like bruschetta, so it goes on top of it.
I love bruschetta. You feel me? But this is my version of it. You feel me? It's not like, you know how like most balsamics have that bitter taste.
Yeah.
I add a little brown sugar to mine, so it got that bitter too, but it got that sweet edge on it. You feel me? Like yeah. So it complements each other. You feel me? And then the pickled onion's gonna give it that. You feel me? So it's like really going. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I love the ingredients that you chose today, and hopefully it works out in your favor.
For sure. I appreciate you.
Judges came back. You're trailing a little bit going to round 2. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I told you, he wasn't messing with me, man. You know, like I said, I had a few mishaps, but again, man, we brought it back second round, so you know, we hoping for the best, man.
All right, after round 1, you're a little behind on the score. You feel like you can catch up?
Definitely, man. Come on, man. I do this.
All right,
I really do this.
What you gonna have to do to come back?
Man, hey, put my best foot forward, dog. We rocking. You feel me? We ain't rolling, we rocking. You feel me?
All right, judges, we're back. One of the chefs he's down a good little bit going into round 2. What would y'all do if you knew you're down? How would you be able to come back? What do you think they need to do to come back?
You gotta just come harder. If you down bad in the first round, you just gotta give it your. Gotta call from the chef guys and come back at it.
You think they had an opportunity to come back if they blow your
they
socks
got an
off?
opportunity to come back, yeah, because the protein is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Me personally, I would just try to think of some things that I know that I probably should have done differently while I was creating a dish, especially with working on the time frame. It can, you just become a little nervous, or you may have left something out, or you just may have done things a little bit differently just to make the time frame. So me, that'll be my main thing is too. And then, like I said, when it comes to something being too salty, that stuff. I'm sure you taste while you cook, so.
You should.
If I was down, I would become my own worst critic. And, as Chef said, I would think of all the things that I know personally I need work on, and I would focus on those things.
Every week we have a different protein for the protein challenge. I switched it up a little bit. I didn't give you one specific protein. I gave you seafood as a whole. How do you feel about seafood?
Seafood, I'm very good at. The James Beard, Lee Bernadette, which is the fish restaurant, the Michelin star, is known for fish. So fish, even though I don't eat a lot of seafood is one of the proteins that I really love to cook. With fish, you got to be real delicate with it. It's almost like a woman. I say you got to be real delicate and know how to cook it. So fish.
You got to know how to cook a woman, that's for sure.
Gotta be delicate though, delicate like I said with a woman.
What are you cooking for us today in the seafood challenge?
So the seafood challenge, the protein I'm using is crab. Right now, just crab season, blue crab season right in Charleston. So once again, like I said, I'm really big believer on using local businesses. So I went to Charleston, I got the blue crab. So it's a crab cake with cilantro salsa verde, gochujang aioli, and cilantro pico de gallo.
Why do you feel confident in this dish?
It's one of the dishes that I like. It's crab, like I said, it's crab. People that like seafood love crab. It's crab season, so I want to use something in season. And once again, it's one of those things that with crab cakes, you can either dress it up or dress it down.
How you feel about cooking with seafood?
Oh man, I love seafood, man. Who doesn't love a nice aquatic animal on a plate? You know what I'm saying?
All right. Favorite seafood to cook?
Favorite seafood. I like lobster, man. Nothing like a fresh, a fresh lobster, man. You know what I'm saying? Shrimp is like everyday seafood, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, lobster is too, but I love cooking with lobster tails for sure.
What dish are you cooking for us today in Seafood Challenge?
Parmesan crusted cod with a pickled onion, arugula, and balsamic vinaigrette salad. And I'm gonna have a lemon bird under the fish as well.
Why'd you choose this dish?
Oh man, because there's just so many flavor components with this dish. You got the sweet and savory from the balsamic glaze. I also deglaze that, add some brown sugar to it to give it a little sweet. Then you have the tart from the pickled onions. Then the bird gives it that citrus flavor, and then you have that Parmesan crust on the fish with the cheese, so it gets that creamy, crunchy texture. And it's just, when you put it all together, it's really something amazing.
Why you feel confident in this dish?
Because, man, I really took my time out and really, I thought it all the way through. I wanted to, put some components that I felt like would come together and create a very unique dish.
If this is your first time watching Chef of the City, the quarterfinal round is 2 parts. The first part, which we just saw, is a specialty entree portion. Part 2 is a protein challenge. This week we're doing a little bit different with the protein challenge. it's not one specific protein. I gave them seafood in general, so they can do any type of seafood dish. They don't just have to do fish or crab or shrimp. They can do any type of seafood dish. So, chefs, how do y'all feel about seafood? Do you like cooking with it? Do you like eating it?
I love cooking with it. I love eating it. I love seafood all types of ways, like bubble shrimp.
I like seafood, but I'm not a lover. Like how girls crave, see all these posts on social media, girls love crab legs. No, I can go. It's not that I don't like them. I'm lazy. I'm not good at cracking them.
Oh my God!
I can't get to the meat real good. That's why I'd rather eat a piece of lobster. It's so easy to get to the meat.
I'm with you. Crab legs are just too much work for me. I don't like to work when I eat.
All right, chefs, we're halfway through the protein challenge. How are y'all feeling so far?
Feeling great. I'm feeling blessed. I feel like I'm ready to win.
How about you, Chef Red?
Hey, man, I'm feeling like Clark Kent. You feel me? Like I'm ready. You feel me?
If you were given seafood, you had to make one seafood dish to impress these other judges here, what would you go with? Obviously, you wouldn't do crab legs for Jody, but what would y'all go with?
I'd make a crab stuffed catfish.
Crab stuffed catfish?
Mm-hmm.
Any sauces to go with it?
I think I'd deep fry it, just
fry?
to make it a little different. Or even if I did it, I'd make catfish as well, stuffed with like cream spinach. It was really good. So, yeah, I love fried food, as you can see.
I know you like fried food. It's the South.
Mm-hmm.
You like everything fried.
I'll do like a nice crab cake with like a lobster bisque almost little sauce on it.
Okay.
I've done it a few times.
Crab cake with lobster bisque.
Yeah. What would you make, Mr. Charleston?
This is your wheelhouse. This is your specialty.
Well, if I had to make a dish to impress anyone, it would be my signature oxtail shrimp and grits, which brings surf and turf more to a brunch dish or breakfast. And this is what I got to serve, or this is one of the things I got to serve, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle when they came to Charleston. And it was requested. So I would definitely go with the oxtail shrimp and grits.
Yeah, I think you got Kyle's heart too.
You got to make us some of that.
Yo, yeah.
That's Kyle's two favorite things are oxtails and shrimp and grits. So I mean,
right now.
Yeah.
What's the highlight of your dish today?
Highlight of the dish is the crab. But like I said, the protein is local. I'm really big on using local produce and local ingredients from local farmers from South Carolina, North Carolina. But I really like the salsa verde. So the salsa verde is my grandmother's recipe from Ponce, Puerto Rico. This is a exact recipe, and so the salsa verde means a lot to me, but the produce, the crab, is really good.
Have you had a chance to go to Puerto Rico and experience it?
Oh, yes. I was born there. I go to Puerto Rico at least every year with my kids.
Okay. Other regions and places you've been to?
Lived abroad in Italy for 4 years, 2 years in Naples, 1 year in Rome, 1 year in Sicily. Lived in the Philippines for about 9 months while I was in the Marine Corps, and a lot of places, Southeast Asia and Europe.
All right, so you mentioned you're on the Marine Corps. Tell us about your background a little bit with that.
I did 10 years in Marine Corps, straight out of high school, infantry my whole career. My first 3 years, I was a 0341 of Mortarman. My last 7, I was a scout sniper in State Platoon. Did multiple tours in Iraq, got hurt, and medically retired. That'd be some shit. All the shit I talk, I'll up and burn it, right?
Yeah, yo. You ain't gonna that though, man.
Nah, man. It's good competition over here, man.
Checking that on the regular though.
I know, yeah, nigga does this shit.
That shit'll burn quick on you, ain't it?
I'm trying to win, man. I'm going against you, Red, man. You got a jacket on and everything. I'm telling you, man, I can't go home, man. My wife told me not to come home if I lose.
Hey, would you get your hotel, Airbnb? What you doing tonight?
I'm gonna have to get a hotel, man.
Yeah.
She told me don't come home for about for the whole week.
I go have fun with you, man.
I appreciate you. Since you beat me so bad, I appreciate you.
I ain't gonna leave you stranded, you know?
How did the cook go for you today?
Easy, lightweight, light work.
Okay. No troubles while you were cooking?
Negative.
Thank you to the beautiful Christina for bringing us out our seafood entree portion of the round. Chef A has prepared for us a Charleston blue crab cake with cilantro salsa verde, gochi chung aioli with pico de gallo as well. So, chefs, go ahead and dig in. Let's see how Chef A did. a sucker for a good crab cake as well, so I'm excited to see how this dish does.
The aioli sauce gave you some hard time, just not it.
Yeah, that is a very difficult, where I practiced it 3 times just to screw it up, so. How you feel going into the judges' scoring on that final round?
I feel great. Once again, techniques. I'm a very technical chef, and I let my ingredients speak for itself. I mean, you got good crab, you can't really, mess up good ingredients like that. It's hard for you to mess it up.
But you want the judges to notice?
My techniques in the crab. Once again, a lot of people make crab cakes. So a lot of crab cakes that I've tasted, I usually dry. I don't have enough crab in it. So once they taste that crab and see all that beautiful crab meat, that crab crawl meat, they'll love it.
Jody, your thoughts on this dish as a whole?
I loved it. I don't know. It kind of reminded me when I was eating it a little bit of how my mom used to make salmon croquettes because of the crisp to it. I know a lot of crab cakes are normally soft, but I love that about it. Like I said, I love fried food. I love crispy stuff, so that was an A+ to me. I would have put just maybe a tad bit of aioli sauce or just put enough on there for me to actually be able to taste it, because I really can't taste the aioli, but I'm just a person too. I love sauce. I love everything extra saucy. So, but as far as like presentation, I think 10 out of 10. Taste-wise, I think it was great. I don't have any complaints.
Okay. Best thing about the dish, Kyle, and worst thing about the dish, Kyle?
Best thing about it, and I didn't even think about it till she said it, and that probably was why everything goes together. The crispiness of the crab cake. How it's just perfectly done and executed, made everything that I said earlier, that was part of it, and I didn't really realize it at the moment because everything I'm tasting, I was like, yes, this is it. The worst thing was just probably not enough aioli. Okay. Just a little more.
Jody, best thing, worst thing?
I think the best part about this dish was I feel like Chef A came with their A game this time around. Not saying that last round's dish was bad, but I just feel like, with this dish, they came out ready to win. I really, as far as, like I said, everything was good. As far as the complaints, like Kyle already stated, and like I said earlier, the only thing I could say is just maybe it's a little heavier on the aioli because people like me, I like sauce, and I wasn't able to really get. Yeah. I really don't know what that sauce tasted like because it wasn't a lot on there, and there was so many different flavors on the plate. Everything meshed together, so the aioli sauce didn't stand out like it should have. So that'd be the only thing that I change.
Best thing, worst thing, Kill Hunger.
Best thing, I would say the crab cake was the best part. I did like that it was an experience, in my opinion, if I had to describe it, because it was a lot of different flavors put together. As Chef stated earlier, depending on what angle you took the bite from, different flavors you got. And I thought that was very creative and beyond the top. So, the worst thing, the capers. Even though I like the flavor of the capers, it's just there was a particular bite that I had, and and that's why I was eating it kind of slow, because I was like, I don't think the crab cake was that salty. I had to eat it separate from everything to realize.
It's still that pork from earlier.
It could be the pork from earlier too, but I would say just I think it was an overusage of capers, but aside from that, great dish.
Thank you to the lovely Christina for bringing out Chef B's Seafood Challenge dish. Today, Chef B prepared for us a crusted cod with pickled onion arugula salad with a balsamic glaze. So, judges, go ahead and dig in and let us know your thoughts on this dish. How did the cook go for you?
Man, the cook went smooth, man. It went smooth. The first round I was a little, but it went smooth. Ain't no issues.
Any trouble while you were cooking?
Nah, not really, man. Not really.
Chef Jody, overall thoughts on the dish? Talk about it.
So my overall thoughts, I'm gonna start off with creativity. I think like the other Chef A's first dish, I feel like this dish is very creative. Again, like I said, me personally, I know what I'm looking for from these chefs is seeing stuff that's not common here in Columbia, because we're in Columbia. I'm not gonna say in South Carolina. As much as I eat out, I haven't seen any menus yet that have a crusted fish on it yet. So as far as creativity, I think they nailed that part. Now as far as taste, overall, I think it was different. I think it was very creative, but I do think that the flavor to the dish was missing. Everything was pretty much bland, and I expected it to have a lot of flavor, especially with seeing so much sauce around the plate. And even the salad, I expected to taste maybe, because didn't you say something about balsamic or something like that?
Yeah, balsamic
Balsamic
glaze.
reduction or glaze.
Yeah, balsamic has a distinct taste to it, and I didn't taste it. And so that, again, like I already said, just to have so many different supposed to be flavors on the plate, when you actually bit into it, you didn't taste anything. So like I said, I don't know if they got nervous this round, because like I said, you know what you mistakes you made while you're cooking. Maybe they knew that their last dish was a little too salty and they wanted it to not be as salty this time, and they just missed the flavor on this one. But it wasn't terrible. I'd eat it again.
Kyle, best thing about the dish, worst thing about the dish?
Best thing about the dish, I did love the crunch with the crust. That was the best thing. The worst part was probably just not getting the flavors that were titled the balsamic. I didn't really get the sauce that came with it. I felt like should have been better. Like there was no real flavor, and whatever that was.
I was surprised to mix it together, and it still didn't taste anything. So that's why I was like, I don't know.
There should have been a better sauce. Maybe
Need some salt.
some salt in the greens. They put it all on the pork, bro.
Now, what I say, if they made this balsamic from scratch, that may be why it doesn't really stick out, because when you make salad dressing from scratch, it is an oil to whatever ratio that you're using to make a specific dressing. So it could have been that he may have used too much oil if he would have made this sauce from scratch, the balsamic from scratch. But like I said too, it just main thing was missing the flavor. For it to be seafood, I feel like there's no way to not have flavor with seafood. It just didn't have any.
So for Chef A presentation, I give them a 9, and creativity, I give them a 10, and for taste, I give them a 19 out of 20.
Okay.
Chef B, I give them a 7 out of 10 for presentation, 7 out of 10 for creativity, and a 12 out of 20 for taste.
Okay.
All right, so I gave Chef A 10 out of 20. 10 out of 10 for presentation. I gave them a 10 out of 10 for creativity, and I gave them a 19 out of 20 for their taste. As far as Chef B, I gave Chef B a 9 out of 10 for presentation. I did give them a 9 out of 10 for creativity, and then I gave them a 16 out of 20 as far as taste.
Okay.
Chef A, I gave 10 out of 10 for presentation. I gave him an 8 out of 10 for creativity. And I gave him a 19 out of 20 for taste. Chef B, I gave him a 7 out of 10 for presentation. Because they deserve it. Yeah. 9 out of 10 for creativity, because it was a creative dish. And I gave him an 18 out of 20 for taste, because didn't put salt in it. Now you put too much salt, and then you didn't put enough salt. He has a problem with salt.
You said 18?
I gave him an 18 just because, like...
That's high.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
I'm a little surprised.
On the taste, because, like, I did enjoy parts of it. It just all didn't go... I mean...
It doesn't have no...
I'm a little surprised as critical as you were to 18.
18 is real close to perfect.
No, because we're giving out 19s all, like...
That's your score.
It's
your
your
score.
score,
We
yeah,
can't
yeah.
change it. That's
Well, I know
what
we
you
can't
feel.
change it. It's my scope.
You can change
That's how
it,
you
love.
feel.
I mean,
It
I don't
was
think
a
it's really,
question.
it's not going to matter if you give him an 18 or
Yeah,
a 40 right
I
now.
could have gave him a 20. It still ain't going to matter.
But thank you, judges. We're going to be right back with our 2 chefs, and we'll let you know who the winner of the quarterfinal round of Chef the City is and who's going to go to that semifinal round. Will it be Chef A or will it be Chef B? Tune back in to find out. All right, we're here for the final showdown of the quarterfinal round of Chef of the City. To my right, I got Chef Red. He was Chef B on this episode. To my left, I got Chef Hector. He was Chef A on this episode. Fellas, who you think won?
Come on, man. Y'all know who the reigning champion is.
Me all day. So I mean, at the end of the day, I won.
So neither guy thought they lost, so I'm gonna have to break the bad news to one of them. So round one was pretty close, but we had the duck with the risotto against the pork belly pasta with the scallops. Was a close battle, but Chef A came out. Chef Sanchez came out ahead on that, due basically to the pork and the scallops being a little too salty. Then close going into the final battle, but we had the highest score that we have had yet so far on this show for that final dish. And which dish do you think it was, fellas?
The crab cake, of course.
That fish, man. I think it was that fish there.
You think it was that fish?
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, it was the crab cake. So congratulations to Chef Sanchez. He has advanced to the second round, semifinal round of Chef of the City. I'm about to take a bite in to see if the judges got this right. All right, we'll take a look at this week's scorecard on Chef of the City. As you can see, Chef Hector Sanchez had the highest score in Chef of the City history with a 214 as he beat Chef Red 214 to 178. Judges came back. You fell up a little short this time on Chef of the City. Did you at least enjoy your experience?
Man, it was cool, man. It was a great experience. You know, I appreciate working with Chef Hector, man. He's a cool dude, man. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Kyle, man, cool guy, all the cast, you know, everybody, man. Shaw and my guy, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, man. You know, I enjoyed the experience, man. Everything's smooth.
Judges just came back. You won today. You were advancing to the semifinals of Chef of the City. How do you feel?
I felt blessed. I knew that I was going to win. Like I said, my talent speaks for itself, but I felt blessed. And shout out to the other chef that I went against, another young talented chef too.
Make sure you tune in next week to see Chef Hector Sanchez in the semifinal round of Chef of the City. Congratulations to both chefs. Y'all did a great job. See y'all next week.
Yeah, you can go home tonight, man.